that the turnovers are really becoming a big factor in this thing. And you look at tonight, and again, 27 points off turnovers for Golden State. That started very early in the ball game, and they get 39 points in the first quarter. It's just too much to overcome.
Yeah, I mean, the game was basically decided in the first quarter. After that, there were runs both ways. We did a good job in the third, getting back into it early, but then they made another run. We were just in too big a hole. Frustrating night, disappointing night. We got to come back tomorrow. Our part of it is, as coaches, give them a better, clearer plan, and then players have got to be locked in, and we've got to be better offensively, taking care of the ball. Defensively, we just can't give them everything. Steph gets 41, makes 8 threes. The rest of the team goes 9 for 26 from 3, which isn't awful. But then we give them all kinds of layups because we're trying to get out on Steph and stuff. And we talked about that before the game, but clearly didn't do a good job as coaches, weren't clear enough on our plan, and gave up way, way too many layups trying to get out and take away his 3. So we've got to make some adjustments on that. That was... it was a really poor game. I mean, we did a good job. I thought our guys kept fighting in the second half. I give them credit for that, but we just didn't play anywhere near well enough to beat that team.
Well, again, you mentioned too, Coach, you cut it to 6 in the third quarter, but then you got to look at the shots not going in. You got 5 made threes the entire night. They had 17.
Yeah. I mean, it's huge, but listen, there's nothing that we can do. As everybody's trying to make shots, there's nothing we can do about that. Giving up layups, turning the ball over, being more organized offensively, not giving up the cuts we gave up, all of those are things we can take care of, Todd. So, that's where my focus goes. I mean, there's nobody trying to miss shots. So, yeah, I'd like more of them to go in. But to me, we should have been in that game regardless of the 5 for 25 from 3. We should have. We just didn't do enough and play the game well enough at either end. And, I mean, all of us, me included, maybe the most, have to take a large degree of responsibility for that. And it's frustrating in a big game like that to come out, especially in the first quarter, and play as poorly as we did.
I guess in a game of this magnitude, to kind of have that performance in the first quarter, I guess what was your message to the team after the game as far as what it's going to take to bounce back tomorrow?
Well, I mean, we've been a resilient team, so the first thing, it's going to take some resilience. You've got to come in ready to play. You got to be locked into, whatever we're going to do plan-wise, and we got to play a more solid game. I mean, we'll make some adjustments, but it's not like we got 2 days of practice here or anything, and we've got to be better. And we're usually good off the start, but our last 2 losses, Denver and tonight, were terrible first quarters where we were not ready to play. So I got to look at how much of that, was us, where we weren't clear enough in our plan. If guys are confused, it's hard to play well. We got to make some corrections and get back at it. It's all we can do now.
And for B.I., only 11 field goal attempts tonight. Is that a matter of just him not being aggressive enough, or him not getting enough play calls for him? I guess what's the issue there for him tonight?
I'll look at that. I'm not really sure. We were talking about that after the game. I mean, I thought Wiggins defended him well, for one thing. I thought his pursuit on pick and rolls was good. I thought they came up with Draymond Green and got on him on his pick and rolls. But we'll take a look at that because, that's not enough shots for him, and that's something I have to look at.
Yeah, you just talked about, getting out on Steph in the first quarter and, the breakdowns that occurred because of that. Why do you think this team on defense this season has struggled so much when, you guys have to make longer rotations and deviated kind of from, dropping the bag?
Well, I think everybody has trouble when you have to do that. I mean, the more ground you have to cover, the harder the defense is. I mean, the more compact you can keep everything, the easier it is. So, obviously, some teams do it better than others. I'm not saying that. But everybody has more trouble if the thing gets spread out. I don't know anybody who has it easier when the floor gets spread out.
I mean, do you feel like your guys, understood what you guys were trying to do in the first quarter defensively?
Well, I'll have to look at that and see, and you'd have to ask them. And then tomorrow, I think, is the only thing we can do anything about now, and we've got to be really, really clear on what we want to do.
And Lonzo finishes the night 3 of 18 from the field. What did you kind of see from exactly the shots he was taking tonight?
He took some tough ones in the mid-range, but, his threes were good looks. He just didn't make them. I mean, there's nights like that. Again, the shooting is, there's no focus on that at all with me. My focus is the quality, take care of the ball and get more quality shots, get better ball movement, get our spacing better, and, get BI involved more. I think that's where I'll focus on the offensive end of the floor, with the biggest thing being taking care of the ball.
Andrew, you can go ahead.
Sorry, gotcha. Hey, Stan, Andrew Go from CBS in New Orleans. How much do you feel like Draymond kind of stifled some of the flow of the offense tonight? I mean, did you feel like he had a significant impact?
Well, he always has a significant impact. He's a really good defender, and and he had 15 assists. And one of the things we wanted to try to do was limit his playmaking, and we didn't. And I think that was a key part of it. I think that's something that we've got to try to limit a little bit, and we were not able to do that at all tonight.
Thank you, Coach. We're all set.